Hi to everyone. AMM School of Engineering, Trichy, Department of Mechanical Engineering, subject Mechatronics, unit number 2, online classes. Myself, Saravanan, Assistant Professor in Mechatronics Department. Okay. Unit number 2, that is microprocessor and microcontroller. In this unit, we discussed 8085. Okay, that is 8085 microprocessor. In this 8085 microprocessor, we discussed about microprocessor 8085 architecture, timing diagram, then pin diagram of 8085, then programming part, addressing mode and instruction set, like that we discussed. This is enough for programming the 8085 and know the internal architecture of 8085. Let's see the programs in future classes of 8085. Next we need to know 8051 microcontroller. This is the second half of unit 2, that is microcontroller. That is already we discussed what is microprocessor. So microprocessor is a processor, that is central processing unit, which is working in a microsecond speed. That is for one instruction execution, it will be take 1 microsecond or 2 microseconds, like that they are using. So only it is called a microprocessor. Okay, in microprocessor, what are the disadvantages of microprocessor? Like that we need to know. Then only we will understand the microcontroller. In microprocessor, we cannot connect the external devices. Okay, external devices means external input-output devices like stepper motor, LED, keyboard, then other switches, like that we cannot directly interface with the 8085, because in 8085 there is no direct input-output port. In 8085 pin diagram, we can see any input output ports. If input output ports available in 8085, we can connect. Okay, this is the main disadvantage of 8085. If you want to connect the external device, you need an interface device like that 8255, like that. There are more number of interface devices like that. We need to know. We are required for interface the external devices. Okay, so that's the main problem in the microprocessor. For rectifying the process, Intel designed the microcontroller, that is 8051 microcontroller. So microcontroller as well as same as microprocessor, but it is having input output ports, timers, counters, then special registers, internal memory, like that it is having. Okay, this is the main advantage of microcontroller. Okay, so main difference also this is. Okay, same, this is also 8-bit processor, but it is having internal input output ports, internal timer, internal memory. Okay, then internal counter, like that it is having, then special purpose register, like that it is having. Okay, this is the advantages of microcontroller. So let's see architecture of 8051 in this chapter. It is a 8051 is a basic component, that is a 4K bytes internal ROM, 128 bytes internal RAM, 4 8-bit input output ports, that is P0 to P3, 2 16-bit timers and counters, 2 16-bit timers and counters, then one serial interface, then 8-bit CPU. So already we told that if CPU having internal memory, timer, serial input output port and input output having, that is total unit will be called microcontroller. Okay, this is a single chip microcontroller. Okay, this is the basic block diagram, that means general diagram. So what are the devices what are the internal functional devices they have, so that is represented in the block diagram. So that is CPU, oscillator for frequency generation, internal interrupt controller, then ROM, RAM, then timers, bus control circuit, then serial, then input output ports. These are the general functional blocks of 8051. So features of 8051, it is having 8-bit data bus and 16-bit address bus, only one on-chip oscillator, external crystal oscillator. Okay, 6 interrupt sources, 2 external, 3 internal, and reset. 64 external code, that is program memory. Only read, that is PSEN, for selecting the external memory. 64K external data memory can be read and write by the RD and WR instruction. Then code memory is selectable by EA, that is internal or external, that is external access. Shortly they are putting EA. So this is the architecture of 8085 and complete architecture of 8051. Sorry, 8051. Okay, let's see one by one. Okay, here ALE unit. This is the ALE unit. Okay, arithmetic logic unit to perform the arithmetic and the logical operations. Here they are using temporary register 1, temporary register 2, and accumulator register and PSW. Let's see one by one. So already we know that the accumulator is a special purpose register. If we want to perform any addition operation or a logical operation like that, any one of the data should be in the accumulator. It can be accessible by the user. Then temporary register and temporary register 2 are accessible only by the controller, cannot accessible by the programmer. Okay. So then PSW, that is program status word. So already in 8085 we discussed about flag register. So here they changed the name only, same as. So program status word, that is perform the uh, show the status of what happened in the arithmetic process, arithmetic or logical operation process. That is a carry flag, a zero flag, an auxiliary carry, then parity flag, then carry flag, like that. Like that, they have, it is have PSW. Okay, it is to show the status of ALE process. So this is the ALE unit. It is perform 8-bit operations, 8-bit addition and logical operations. Okay. Then special function register and timers. So what is special function register? For example, in 8085 we have move A comma B. Okay, that registers are defined as the memory, internal memory. So we cannot put, we are not putting any uh, opcode for the registers. For example, move A comma B means we are putting only opcode for the move. Okay, it is a 1-byte instruction. Here for move A comma R0, so here they are using R0 to R7 registers. Okay, if move A comma R0 means you have to put address for R0. Okay, that is the concept in the 8051. Okay, that is they called special function register. The register which is represented by the 8-bit address. The register which is represented by 8-bit register called special function registers. Okay, then timers. So for counting the operation, for selecting the operation, they are using the timers. Okay, in 8085 we have 16-bit timer. So timer 0 and timer 1 and counter 0 and counter 1 depend on the operations. Okay, so timer 0 act as a 2 8-bit timers, TL0 and TH0. So same as timer 1 act as a 2 timers, that is TL1, that is TH1. So timers which is used to generate the time period between the two functional execution for control operations. Next is stack pointer. Here stack pointer is 16-bit stack pointer. Same concept, that is we will use for the push and pop operations. Okay. Then RAM, memory. Okay, it is having internal memory. So what is the difference between internal and external memory? If we have memory in internal means you can access the memory with the high speed data rate, because it is all implemented inside the chip. Okay, so you can easily access the internal memory. So only if you have internal memory, for example phone having internal memory 32 GB means, so it will be very usable. Okay, that is we can access the 32 GB memory in very fast manner. So here they are using RAM with 128 bytes. Then they have flash memory, that is ROM. Okay, that's for basic operations and like that. Program memory like that loaded into the flash. Okay. Then B register. This is